friends, and a very pleasant good afternoon. The curtain is about to go up on the final game of the '87 season. What a great afternoon for Pirates baseball, and an appropriate way to close out what has turned out to be a very exciting 1987 baseball season. The Pirates will finish up today against the Philadelphia Phillies, and the team has a chance to finish in a tie for fourth place with a win today. If the Buccos defeat Philadelphia, it would be win number 80. Mike Dunn against Don Carmen.
I want to take these few minutes to express my appreciation to you for the exciting season we've had, especially the last 37 games.
Can't wait for 88 tailgate party here at Three River Stadium in lot number 2. And we're paying tribute this afternoon, rightfully so, as this organization has rebuilt and is on course to
Now that big trap is going to be set all winter. It started by Herzog and some other people that the Pirates this, the Pirates that. We got a long way to go. Don't fall for that. Believe me, don't fall for it. And on the other hand, you're going to read this winter how we're a fluke. And we're going to be a last place club. We're nowhere close. So you can't pay attention to any of it. And what does it all go back to? That feeling that we got. And it can only be in here, and it's only going to stay in here. We know what we have to do.
For the Pittsburgh Pirates, the final contest of 1987 was a capsule of the last 38 games, as the team catapulted from 6th place in the National League East to a tie for 4th in just 2 weeks. This was a talented bunch of young hardballers who had blended together in the final months to provide some of the most exciting baseball Pittsburgh had ever seen, as the city celebrated 100 years of Pirates baseball. It was a remarkable turnaround from just 2 years before, when the team was on the brink of complete collapse. It was the turn of the century. For one to truly understand the strategy behind the many changes that have taken place with the Pittsburgh Pirates, one must take a closer look at its architect, Sydnor Thrift Jr. Thrift's baseball roots date back to his years in scouting and development, which led him to the Kansas City Royals, where in 1969, while serving as the club's Eastern Scouting Director and head of special assignments, he was named the director of the renowned Royals Baseball Academy. The Academy was an experimental program designed to refine raw baseball talent and to speed up the development of players by applying scientific studies to the game. 14 Major League players graduated from the school, but after just 4 years, the Academy closed its doors, partly for financial reasons, but more likely because with the advent of free agency, baseball was moving away from development.
In 1976, because of the new basic agreement at that time, it was very evident to me that there was a trend going away from player development to player procurement on a high level. And I kind of felt like George Patton must have felt when they had no war.
Players' salaries soared. Teams tried to buy pennants with little success. Many high-priced free agents failed to meet expectations, and some clubs, including the Pirates, compromised their minor league systems.
And that was one of my real reasons for coming back into baseball, because I felt like now player procurement and player development is going to be at the highest demand by all ownership.
In the winter of '85, Thrift returned to the organization where he had spent many years as a scout, helping build some of the great Pirate teams of the '70s. Now, as the Pirates' new general manager, Thrift faced his biggest challenge ever.
Step number one had to be reestablishing a scouting system that is really functional and first class, and went back to our own basic fundamental ways of doing things. And aside from being able to have better reporting systems of the evaluation process of the player, we went into the intangible things, and I required the scouts to spend more time finding about the personalities and the makeup of players.
First selection this year goes to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's selection is Jeffrey Wayne King. King, K-I-N-G, shortstop, third baseman, University of Arkansas.
Baseball's June free agent draft is the opportunity for a scouting department to shine. It can make or break a team's future.
When you are fortunate or unfortunate enough to draft the first or second pick in the country, you have to make certain that you don't make a mistake, that you really get the first or second pick. Well, that'll also enable you to get the first or second pick on the second round, so you really should get two outstanding players if you've done your homework, and we know in 1987 we did exactly that.
In '87, outfielder Mark Merchant and first baseman Ben Shelton were the Pirates' first two picks. But Thrift believes each draft pick must be handled with the greatest of care to fine-tune a player's natural abilities.
It's sort of like polishing silver. You know, the first silver is a very ugly ore, but with the intense heat and all the process that takes place, it turns out to be a beautiful, shiny substance, and that's sort of like the process of a baseball player.
That process was taking shape throughout the Pirates minor league system in '87 as each team finished at or above 500 and 3 teams reached the playoffs, both firsts in Pirates history. The Salem Buccaneers won the pennant in the Class A Carolina League, and the AA Harrisburg Senators were the Eastern League champions, and their rookie skipper Dave Tremblay was named Baseball America's Minor League Manager of the Year. And next season, baseball fans in Western New York will get a chance to see the Pirates' talent-loaded AAA affiliate in a brand new park in Buffalo.
And the only way that we can really put the finishing touches on this product is through player development.
A player's progress from the rookie league to the majors is constantly monitored to ready him for the big leagues.
Now, down at Salem. Salem, this is exciting. Salem stood a doubleheader with Durham. Jeff King had 4 for 5 in the first game with 3 RBIs, 2 home runs. Every day, at the conclusion of every game, the manager of the team calls in, reports on the team in its entirety. We have a computer printout on both teams, the team that we played against and our team. So we have a very thorough, detailed analysis of each day of every game.
Instruction and evaluation are a constant with Thrift, his manager and coaches, as they appraise, diagnose, and work with players on all phases of the game.
His hands are creeping when he takes the ball. You look at a guy take the ball, and you can tell whether he's going to hit or not. He ain't ready to hit. In other words, his hands are creeping. Watch his hands. Just watch his hands. Don't watch anything else. Watch his hands. See that? See those hands? See the hands drop and go in? He can't hit. The only thing he can hit right now is some mediocre off-speed stuff. Because what happens, he's so predominant with his top hand, he swings across himself. He swings across the ball. You know, instead of through the ball, like you saying, swing through the ball. You go through the ball. He swings across the ball.
He's stiff in here.
That's all it is. It's nothing else you do wrong. Nothing. That one little thing. It's a collapse. It's a habit. If you stop that, I will guarantee you get to 300.
Thrift cares about each player throughout the organization. His goal is to make them not only better players, but better people. He has put in place such programs as visualization, video analysis, and a year-round conditioning and training program. Continuous on-field instruction is also stressed, from the two-strike approach to disciplined hitting to the proper methods of base running. All aspects of the game are emphasized.
And I came to you today just to express to you my appreciation as a fan, and I have that right to be a fan of yours because I root for you. I spend hours trying to figure out how to make every player here. The coaches know it, the manager knows it, everyone associated knows it, so we're all on the same wavelengths.
Sid Thrift is providing the best possible environment for each player to reach his maximum potential.
This guy here has got so much power, and if you throw that ball in his zone, he can hit a ball as hard as anybody in baseball.
And great strides have been made, but there's still a long way to go. In Thrift's words, the hard part is never over when you're striving for perfection.
After the blockbuster deal that sent Tony Pena to the Cardinals, we sent John Steigerwald to Florida to find him and in turn show us what Tony Pena looks like in that St. Louis uniform.
Doesn't look right, does it? Tony Pena was one of those guys you thought belonged in a Pirate uniform.
On April Fool's Day 1987, it was no joke when Tony Pena was traded. Pirate fans had lost one of their favorite players, and they knew little about Andy Van Slyke and even less about Mike LaValliere and Mike Dunn. But by season's end, they would know plenty. He may not have been the biggest name in the deal, but his stocky build reminded Pirate fans of a famous Buck backstop named Smokey Burgess. Mike Spanky LaValliere earned a name for himself in '87 as he quietly hit 300 while catching in over 100 games.
Winner goes to the pitch, swung and a miss, the throw to second, it's there. LaValliere guns him down. LaValliere with a great release, and he got it right there.
His lightning quick release caught many would-be base stealers dead in their tracks as LaValliere earned himself a 1987 Gold Glove Award.
After the trade, I wasn't really, sure how the fan reaction would be towards me. I realized that Tony Pena was, he was great for Pittsburgh. People loved him here. And it's something that whenever I did come over, I tried not to worry about. I just had to worry about being Mike LaValliere and doing the best I could for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the city.
A spot in the starting rotation is what Thrift was looking for from the sleeper in the Pena deal. A member of the '84 U.S. Olympic baseball team, young right-hander Mike Dunn turned in a gold medal season. He started the year in AAA, but on June 1st was recalled by the Pirates and burst onto the major league scene.
I don't think I'm a power pitcher. The ball sinks a lot. It moves down. I get a lot of ground balls. Like use the whole field to get outs. Depend on my defense a lot, and just depend on my movement and changing his speeds to get the guys out.
And he strikes out Von Hayes. Again, that sinker really working well.
The Iceman went 13-6 with a cool 3.03 ERA, second best in the league, and at season's end was named the National League's Rookie Pitcher of the Year. Andy Van Slyke is no rookie, but in 4 seasons with the Cardinals, he had never been given a full-time job. The Bucks put Van Slyke to work.
Jim Wallach hits one up the middle. Van Slyke is charging. Nice catch.
When I went to the World Series in '85, I wasn't really a main ingredient in that ball club with St. Louis. I feel like maybe I'm one of the corners of the puzzle that can make it complete here, and that's very important to me. I've always wanted to play every day and do well, and I did have a pretty solid year this year, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Van Slyke finished the season with 21 homers and 82 RBIs and added 34 stolen bases. As the Pirates' Secretary of Defense, Van Slyke was loaded with a stockpile of artillery, able to cover plenty of enemy territory, tracking down balls with bullet-like speed, while also employing a deadly accurate, bazooka-like throwing arm.
Now Van Slyke might have a play here. Sets himself. Martinez tags. Here comes a throw. Not cut off. It should be there. And it is. Oh, what a throw by Van Slyke.
On July 23, 1986, pitcher Jose De Leon was traded to the White Sox in order to reobtain Bobby Bonilla. In 1987, Bonilla platooned in the outfield until mid-June, when he became the Bucs' regular third baseman. After plenty of hard work with the coaching staff, he turned in some sizzling plays at the hot corner.
Ground ball. Bonilla cuts it off from his knees, throws to second. The inning's over. Oh, Bobby, do it.
It's been a good year. It's been a definite learning experience. Playing third base, that new position over there for me, I'm enjoying it very much.
Bonilla's bat scorched opposing pitching. He finished the year 10th in the league in batting with a .300 average, a team best. And on July 12th, he became only the second player in Pirates history to homer into the right field upper deck at Three Rivers Stadium. Less than 2 weeks earlier, he became the first Pirate ever to homer from both sides of the plate in the same game. Well on his way to establishing a new team record for home runs by a switch hitter with 15. In the winter of '86, Thrift dealt veteran pitcher Rick Rhoden to the Yankees, along with relievers Pat Clements and Cecilio Guante, for Doug Drabick, Brian Fisher, and Logan Easley. While looking to deal Rhoden, Thrift was often criticized for procrastinating.
I have a written dossier on who was offered for Rhoden, and it would be, it's kind of like a Saturday Night Live almost, as a comedy show, because some of the players were really players that they were on the verge of releasing, players that really had never played in the big leagues and we didn't think were prospects.
Brian Fisher began the season as a reliever, but after struggling in that role early on, was placed in the starting rotation. The result, he ended the year tied for 7th in the league in complete games and tied for 3rd in shutouts. He led the Pirates pitching staff in another category, the long ball.
Pitcher swings away, sends that one deep to left field. Back on it, Daniel, way back, said a goodbye. Brian Fisher just hammers one, and the Pirates score 3 more, and they lead 4-0. Now, buy Sam a drink and get his dog one too.
Dog days were what Doug Drabick went through the first half of '87. Hampered by a pulled hamstring in late April, Drabick was struggling at 1-8, but the Bucs stuck with him.
You know, I was going bad, and a lot of places I would have been sent down, but they stuck with me. They kept giving me the ball, and I learned a lot from that. Fans were great, the team's great, and I'm very happy being here.
And the Pirates were happy to have him there. After the All-Star break, he turned it on to go 10-4, and in August was a perfect 5-0 to capture the National League Pitcher of the Month award. The trade with the Yankees gained Sid Thrift instant respect among his peers. Now they seemed anxious to talk cautiously to the crafty GM.
We know that probably down the road we should think about adding a pitcher, and I'm sure we'll be coming talking to you. And
Everybody's been talking to me.
I try to find out really what everyone's talking about. Sometimes it's very difficult to do. And I'll be very candid with you. There's certain teams here that all I do is be very nice and hospitable and speak to the general managers or the manager, because I know they're not going to do anything.
But when discussions do start to happen, well, the trade possibilities are endless.
What's that bird's name you got, the parrot?
Yeah, the parrot.
I'll take the parrot.
I'll trade the parrot for the chicken.
You got a deal. That was easy.
I got the high salary.
I don't think you can have them.
The '87 Pirates were coming together like a jigsaw puzzle, but it wasn't complete. The first key piece was John Cangelosi, the player to be named later from the White Sox for pitcher Jim Wynn. The Pirates were in need of a spark, What they got was a 5'8" stick of dynamite, a jackrabbit in spikes.
Cangelosi's coming home. The throw, not in time. 1-0 Pirates.
So the little guy can fly, and he's in it. Look at that enthusiasm.
There wasn't much enthusiasm when Thrift traded for his next piece of the puzzle. Alfredo Pedrique for Bill Allman to the Mets. Pedrique, a little-known AAA shortstop, wasn't expected to see much playing time, but he unexpectedly played in 88 games with the Pirates and hit .301. He earned postseason honors on Baseball Digest's and Topps Major League All-Rookie teams. Next, Thrift went to work on the bullpen. Jim Gott was acquired on a waiver claim, completing a deal that had sent Pirate pitcher Don Robinson to the Giants for minor league catcher Mackie Sasser. Gott brought with him a powerful 95 to 97 mile-an-hour fastball and an equally strong, positive attitude.
Whatever positive feelings I have, I can allow that to shine out there on the field, which will get me more and more confidence, which will bring confidence to the ball club also. I feel very good about the whole situation.
He was given the job of Pirates bullpen stopper and performed brilliantly, saving 13 games in 16 opportunities with a 1.45 ERA. And Jim Gott's winning personality was a major force in the Bucs' second-half surge. The Tigers' Darnell Coles came to Pittsburgh in early August for third baseman Jim Morrison, and Coles fit in nicely. As a power-hitting right fielder and backup third baseman, he provided some impressive performances.
Darnell hits that one deep to left field. That might be gone. Oh, hallelujah, Hollywood. 3 on the night for Darnell Coles.
The Pirates' offense was getting leads, but the bullpen wasn't holding them. At no time was this more evident than during a 4-game stretch with the Expos. The Bucs led in all 4, but lost them all in the late innings. On August 21st, young reliever Jeff Robinson was acquired from San Francisco to bolster the bullpen. The Bucs had given up their one remaining veteran leader, Big Daddy Rick Russell, and the team appeared to reach an all-time low in morale as they lost 3 straight in Atlanta. The Pirates were now 18 games under 500, mired in the cellar of the National League East. But on August 24th, as they prepared to open up a 9-game homestand, General Manager Thrift made headlines with a pregame meeting, trying to convince the Bucs that they were better than their record indicated. He asked the team to set a goal for the remaining 38 games. Jim Gott spoke for his teammates.
My thinking from the very beginning was 38 games, 26 would be 2/3 of those games, or 2 out of 3 out of every series. I'll go 1 less to make it realistic, and we went with 25. So it seemed really unrealistic. Nobody really commented on it after the meeting was over.
25 of 38 games? Was it possible? Gott's words apparently lit a fire, as that night the Pirates embarked on a 7-game winning streak, and the drive for 25 was alive.
Padilla turns on that one. Deep to left. Tell it good night. Gott trying to end it all right here. 1-2 pitch. He struck him out.
Here we go again. 1-2 pitch to Bell. Struck him out. Mike Dunn strikes out Buddy Bell and pitches a 2-hit shutout tonight at Three River Stadium.
Franco's pitch, and a scrubber off to the right side. It's in for a base hit. Johnny Ray scores. The Buccos defeat the Cincinnati Reds.
Strikeout ends the ball game, and Jim Gott closes it down. The Pirates have won 4 straight.
It takes a different sort of individual to work out of the bullpen. After all, you never know when or even if you'll get the call.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Jonesy, Patterson, Bobby Patterson, Bobby. Yep. Okay, Jeff. Yep.
Holy cow. They must be doing a jigsaw puzzle or something up there. Not paying attention to the game. And that's when people get hurt, ladies and gentlemen.
They have a knack of being able to talk about something entirely different from baseball and yet watch what's going on the field and have their mind tuned right in.
See, that's why he's a good hitter. The 2-1 pitch he took, sure. The 2-1 pitch he took, the 3-1 pitch he got it. See, looks easy.
I try to tell the players is what we try to talk about is that if you come to a ball game and don't come out of that game learning something, then you haven't been there at all. You know, it's like going to church on Sunday and sleeping through the sermon. Well, you might as well not even go.
There you go. You're deep.
The bullpen looked on the next 3 games as their teammates, helped by strong starting pitching, continued to win.
1-2 pitch. Drive to right field. Going back is Hatcher, and it is gone. Andy Van Slyke with a grand slam. The Pirates lead the Houston Astros.
Line drive to Breen. And that'll do it for Doug Drabek. He gets his first complete game and his first shutout. Mike Dunn with a 2-2 delivery. That's bounced to short. Pedrique has it. He throws, and it's all over.
The Bucks had won their 7th straight. 2 days earlier, they had lost veteran second baseman Johnny Ray when he was dealt to the Angels for 2 minor leaguers, opening the door for a highly touted Pirates minor leaguer to finally play in Pittsburgh. Jose Lean would play a big part in the final month for the Pirates, swinging a timely bat and displaying the acrobatic glove that guaranteed his ticket to the majors. Jose Lean, the final piece of the puzzle in 1987. Now it was time for this exciting young team to prepare for the schedule that would truly test how they fared in the National League East. The last run through the National League East began on September 7th after a 4-3 victory in Houston, and another 7-game win streak was underway. The team's 4th straight win came in Chicago and featured a dramatic 9th-inning homer from an unlikely source.
And Robinson sends it deep to left field. Look out, it might be gone. Oh, great balls of fire. Do you believe that? Jeff Robinson.
A sweep in Philadelphia followed. Then it was back home to face the Big Three in the East and a chance to play spoiler. The Bucks split a pair with both the Expos and the Cardinals. Now a 3-game showdown with the defending champion, New York Mets. It was a chance to renew old acquaintances and some not-so-fond memories of the season's earlier battles. In the previous 12 encounters, the Mets had taken 9 from Pittsburgh. But in this crucial 3-game shootout, they faced a more talented, hungrier group of youngsters. In Game 1, the Mets drew first blood, with 3 in the first. When the Bucks came to bat, they ambushed a former Pirate with a taste of some down-home cooking.
Cangelosi goes after the first pitch of the drive. Deep left center field. Go ball. Get out of here. It's gone. Welcome back to the National League, John Candelaria. 2-0 pitch. Ortiz base hit right field. Harper scores. Here comes Cole. He will score. The Pirates score 4 times innings in the bottom of the first inning.
They dueled back and forth until the Bucks took the lead for good, 10-8 in the seventh, setting the stage for a nail-biting ninth.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner going. The pitch called, strike 3, throw to second base. Double play. Ball game's over. What a great ending to a great night of Pirate baseball.
Game 2 saw the Bucks hold a 3-0 lead until a 5-run Met fifth and a game-winning Keith Hernandez grand slam. The finale was a classic. The Mets held a seemingly insurmountable 6-2 lead in the sixth when Darnell Coles came to the plate with his pistols packed.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit down the left side. Stay fair. Stay fair. Fair ball. Grand slam. Tie game.
The Bucks trailed again 7-6 with 2 outs in the eighth when Mackie Sasser came off the bench and drove home Tommy Gregg. In the 12th, the Mets scored to take the lead, but again, the battling Bucks wouldn't die.
Here's the pitch, and a fly ball left center field. Wilson misjudged, and now he comes on and falls in. Base hit, the Pirates tie the game.
Bottom of the 14th, Barry Bonds at third, 1 out.
That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it.
And the Pirates rode off with 2 of 3. But no rest for the weary. Time to say goodbye to their families, leaving loved ones behind.
That's road trip. That's road trip. That's one. Bye.
The Pirates were off on another road trip. First stop, Montreal, and a 2-game split at Olympic Stadium. Time to pack the bags again. And off to St. Louis for a pair with the Cards.
And we welcome you to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where tonight the Pittsburgh Pirates will battle the division-leading St. Louis Cardinals.
Come on, Felix, get it going right off the bat. Come on. Hey, stay with it, Felix.
Strike 3 call.
Borderline. Felix. The guy behind the plate now, he's real kind of tough, so just don't let him get upset because he'll nail you a little bit, you know. Oh, boy. Good pitch. Yeah. That's it. Good. See what I mean? That should be a lesson for you right there. Take that as a lesson. You know what I mean, Barry? There's a team in a pennant race, boy. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but there's a catalyst like he is. You cannot get thrown out.
Now back-to-back walks.
It looks to me like he's pitching this inning totally different than he pitched the first inning.
Very aggressive this inning.
Huh?
No, very aggressive.
Don't throw him a good strike here now. He's going to want to be real aggressive, especially against us. Now be smart, Fish.
Try again. Breaking ball. Struck him out.
Don't let that get away from your aggressiveness the way you're throwing to the hitter, you know? When you start worrying too much about them, all of a sudden you lay something there for them, they're going to jump on you. Stay aggressive to the hitter. Just make them stop. Change your pattern a little bit and make them stop from time to time. And we'll throw over there from time to time, but don't let that get you all involved throwing, spinning, doing all this and that, and then you lose your concentration. Just stay aggressive and use them all like you're doing. You're all right. That's got to be in the gap now. That's got to be in the gap. Come on, Fish, do a job now. Changes it a little bit now.
Batting ninth, number 54.
Talk to him.
Brian Fisher.
You.
You're going to have to hit it down here now unless Dreesen stays back. You're gonna have to, he told you to hit the first baseman. You're going to have to hit it down here.
Only a bunt, right?
Yeah, a bunt, yeah. Okay. Right. Unless he's not charging real hard. If he's charging, you got to make sure you come this way. Okay.
Tito! They wheel on him now. Let him hack at him. That's a pretty good bunt right there, boys. That's a pretty big league bunt right there.
Gonna freeze on line drive now, Junior, not too much, all right? Freeze on line drive.
Cardinals look for two. Curve, turn, throw. Double play, but the run scores.
Hi, boy, Junior. Nice going. Atta, baby. You got a big lead, don't he?
Yeah, he's gonna steal.
Think you go first pitch?
They have done.
Junior, come out!
Yeah! Yeah! Atta boy, Junior. Atta, baby. Yes, sir. Atta way to come out of there. Nice going. Atta boy.
Sharply down the right field line. That might get in for two. Van Slyke turns. He's on his way to second.
Come on, Slick. Come on, come on.
Go for three. Yes. Here comes the
right there, Andy. Right there.
And a triple for Andy Van Slyke.
Steal it. No, high chopper he wants you to go on, unless I tell you different, okay? Okay, that'll do. That'll do. That way, Andy.
That way, Andy.
Hey, good hustle, baby. That way.
That way, Andy.
That way to hustle. Nice going.
The Bucks added a big insurance run on the top of the ninth. Guess who's going to close it out? Second baseman lean. That's it. It's all over.
That's that. That's the way to stay aggressive and go after him. That's a hell of a job, buddy. Outstanding, Junior. Dave. Yes, sir, Chico. Yes, sir, boys. That's championship stuff right there. Nice going, Bill. That way. Nice going. That's good stuff, boys. That's championship stuff right there. Nice going. Hey, let's get him one more time. Make it interesting. Come on.
Making fans smile in 1987 was the long list of promising young arms. Names like Kipper, Bilecki, Patterson, and Jones. And there were first-year pitchers, Drummond, Palacios, Pena, Gideon, and Smiley. The latest to join the staff, Jeff Robinson, who finished the season with 14 saves, splitting his time with both the Giants and Bucks. And starting game 2 of the series with the Cards, the staff's elder statesman, Bob Walk, who ended the year 6-1 as a starter with a 3.00 ERA. But before any Pirate pitcher even steps on the mound, there is a game plan.
Well, he's been tough for us.
He's hungry. Good offensive player. I think it just stayed down the way right now. Let him single right field.
Yeah.
Because he jumps on
He's a situation hitter, too. Like, if the situation calls for a dinger, he'll try for one.
Oh, yeah. In order to be successful with young people, I think you have to be more prepared than anybody else, and you have to be the solid rock that has the information for when it's needed, and I think it works very good that way. Myself, I keep individual cards on how we should pitch, which is updated all the time. And we take that set of cards, sit down with the catcher that's going to catch that day, go over it in great detail, and then a few minutes later call in the starting pitcher and just highlight.
This guy is a good, high, fast Hayes, Ron Hayes. Oh, yeah, I mentioned it last night. He's a good, high, fastball Hayes.
There are just all kinds of trains of thought that go into preparation for each and every game. I think it's just not magnified as much, say, as a football game plan. It seems, I guess it's so much different, it seems, to the people, but really, basically, it's the same type idea.
Right side, this could be two. Green to Fermin, back to first. Yes, sir, the double play ball third.
Hey, Ray, tell him when we're behind him, I want him to hold it and make him stop and then go.
The problem you have in baseball with a young pitcher is that if you're, say, playing the St. Louis Cardinals, it's such an intimidation factor that everyone's going to run that you end up rushing to the plate.
You want to make a trip, Ray, and make sure he's settled down. Don't give in to this guy. Good stuff. Whatever it is, you got to block the ball.
I don't want to let that bother you, Bobby. The head you do about that, but I tell you, I don't want you to give in to this guy. Okay?
I'm going to throw him a slider right here.
All right, you got Tony on base and everything. You throw the slider, you throw the changeup, whatever you want to throw. Just don't want to get behind and get into it. The only thing is, I got them way back on the right side, so you got to get over here after if he hits the ball, okay? Right. Come on, good concentration. Let's go.
To keep the young people, which we have, from worrying about that, we call when to throw over there, how many times to throw over there, when to come set and step off, when to come set, step off and throw over there, when to turn the inverted way to second base because we think the guy's running. And what that does is it completely eliminates the pitcher from even worrying about it.
Get ready now. He'll definitely be running. We might be able to hold and step off in that and get him.
That takes all the pressure off the pitcher. If the guy steals a base, we say that's our fault.
Hold and step off now. You can hold the ball for a period of time and then step off real quick, which tries to give you a reading to see if you can see that the runner is leaning towards second or tips anything off. I'm trying to guess he don't go to first pitch. He might. He's definitely going to run. Yes, he did. That'll be all right. There it is. All right. Oh, that'll work. That boy, Bobby. Hey, I think it's time right here. Come on, boys. Just make sure you concentrate home because you rushed that first one.
Walk pitched well on this night, but a ninth-inning rally by the eventual National League champions evened the series. This series with the Cards was a good example of how manager Jim Leyland approaches the game and how his inning-by-inning decisions have a major impact on the outcome. But not to be overshadowed is the importance of a strong support staff.
You know, anytime you think you have all the answers to the game and then you know it all, you're crazy. I think it's a wise man that uses intelligent people to his advantage, and that's what my coaching staff is. They're all excellent baseball people, so I try to use their expertise to my advantage.
My job primarily is to learn as much about our particular hitters as I can. Just try to keep an eye on them and help them make sure they're doing the things they need to do.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, Marzi! Stand up, Bert, stand up, stand up.
I love coaching third base. It's just a challenge when to send them, when not to send them. I think basically I'm probably a gambler at third base.
Get the line. If you can tell, just take off. Reason can't throw with it. Got to get up, though, Andy. Got to get up quite a ways.
Overall, we have an aggressive base running team. And sometimes aggressiveness is going to get you in trouble. But I think as a rule, the aggressiveness puts the other team on the defense.
Let's go, Andy! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Right there, stick right there.
You got 2 outs now. I got the first baseman for you. Watch for him, the catcher. Make sure you don't get picked out. Let Ramos win the bat right here. Right fielder's got a good arm.
Going on everybody else.
Before the game, I talked with each base runner about the guy's move. So, you know, beforehand, if it's a left-handed pitcher and he has a real quick step-off move, they're not surprised when they see it.
First baseman for you.
He makes a little circle when he's going home.
Yeah, you can see it. His front shoulder, too, his right shoulder. Huh? His right shoulder closes when he comes over, and it doesn't. Make sure he goes now.
Just trying to remind them, because a lot of times when guys get on first, they're happy they got the hit. So I'm there kind of to wake them up and say, now you're a base runner, you're not a hitter.
Time to catch another flight and on to Shea Stadium for 3 games with the Mets. Following a Friday night loss, the Pirates were greeted by front-page headlines and quotes from pitcher Dwight Gooden, who called the Pirates Little Leaguers and guaranteed a win when he pitched on Saturday.
Andy had a slide at third base with Bob Bonilla. I like that. These guys are nice. But the rest of them are little leaguers.
After we won today, we'll all go out there. 2, 4, 6, 6. Who do we appreciate? What's in this paper? Huh, Junior? Junior, they hate you too. You're a little leaguer too. I know. Oh, they don't like Junior. Can you believe that?
Williamsport. Williamsport.
We got him. Dwight knows his stuff. We're going to Williamsport. We win it all, we're going.
While thoughts of his teammates were on Dwight Gooden, Pirates starter Doug Drabick focused his sights on what he had to do. Advanced scout Dom Scala goes over the Mets lineup one last time.
Santana's a big hit and run man. Okay? So if there's a man on first base and he's ahead of the count, he's going to be hitting and running. Even first pitch he does it too sometimes. So try to get him, try to bust him in or something. Okay.
Meanwhile, the Pirate offense was taking off on Dr. K.
one into right center field. Darryl Strawberry and Lenny Dykstra converge. Strawberry makes the catch on the track. Bonilla heading for third, making the turn. He's going to score. Bobby Bonilla.
The Bucks sent Gooden and the Mets to the showers early as Drabick cleaned up. And with some help from the bullpen, the Bucks quieted the Mets 8-2.
Go ahead, Bobby Bo. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes. I see you. Little League getting ready. Woo! Smiles. Yeah. All right.
The final game of the series was anticlimactic as the Bucks were soundly beaten 12-3. But they were going home to continue their quest for 25. They would need to win half of the remaining 6 games. Three Rivers Stadium, home sweet home to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates drew more fans in 1987 than they had in the previous 4 years. Yes, Bucko fans enjoyed their baseball in 1987, where at Three Rivers, the Pirates had their best home record since 1980. But as well as they performed on the field, they did an even better job off the field.
Yeah, that's right. He's in there. Who was that? Look at that. Who's that? I told you about this big part.
Big five, a high five, like this maybe. Like this, put your hand up. There you go, like we hit a home run, what do you think?
Mike Diaz is a gentle fan favorite, but manager Jim Leland sees Rambo as the hammer off the bench. Diaz is a rare breed who can deal a lethal blow with one mighty swing, while flexing his brawn at a number of defensive positions. If Mike Diaz is the beast, then Barry Bonds is the beauty. His style and grace make the game of baseball seem effortless. But don't think that this 23-year-old three-year pro is frail. Barry Bonds can stand up to the biggest of bullies. In 1987, Barry Bonds led his teammates in homers and runs scored. Sid Bream saw little elation during the mid-part of his season. Frustration was more in order as Sid suffered through the dreaded slump. But El Cid refused to quit. And in his last 21 games, he drove in 16 runs, helping return him to his early season form. R.J. Reynolds set a personal season high with 51 RBIs in '87. Reynolds unselfishly played both left and right whenever called upon, always there to make the big catch. Catching was a bright spot for the Bucks in '87. Junior Ortiz complimented Mike LaValliere to form a perfect 1-2 punch behind the plate. Junior gave his teammates a lift with his wit and humor, helping this young Buck team discover that baseball was fun.
Rambo meets Smurf.
Also enjoying a chance to show their stuff in '87, a crop of rookies who will blossom soon in the majors. Shortstop Felix Fermin, outfielder Tommy Gregg, and catchers Mackie Sasser and Tom Prince all contributed to the Pirates' spectacular finish. That finish included a 3-game sweep of Philadelphia to close out the season. The Bucks had won 27 of their final 38 games, 2 games better than their goal. And they ended the season with 80 wins. And in doing so, provided reason for optimism in 1988 as the Pittsburgh Pirates look towards a bright future in the turn of the century.
We have fine young players that really now know and believe that they can win and know how to win and have a much higher level of confidence. And they believe in each other, they like each other, and with a combination of all these things, with a great spirit, we'll improve constantly.
Hey, that's good stuff right there, boys. Nice going. That'll win a battle.